Alrighty. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a different video for you guys today. This is an idea I've been looking into for several weeks now, even months really. Just never really got around to doing it. Essentially, I'm going to be reacting to all the new music that has just come out. It is Friday as I speak. I have held back from listening to all the new releases until now. If you didn't know, for the most part, all new music comes out on a Friday. So this is just going to be me reacting unscripted, unedited, whatever. Well, it'll be cut up a little bit for my stuttering, but for the most part, this is as raw as it's gonna get. I'm gonna listen to the song and I'm gonna talk to you guys about what I think of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this style. There's gonna be timestamps in the description if you want to skip ahead to a specific song that you're looking for. And yeah, with that out of the way, we're going to jump into the very first song of today. None other than Triston Marez, obviously, has his big debut self-titled album coming out soon. He's released, well, several tracks up until this point, nearly half of it, I believe, or half of it. New one today, Texas Swing. Let's give it a swing. Wow. Where to begin? I mean, Triston is one of those people that I think I was a little late to the party getting to. I only found him midway-ish later into 2020 with his song Forgot About You, which ended up cracking my top 20 country songs of 2020. I freaking love that. I think he has a great voice. Just the tone of it just really sits nice and easy with me. But one of the most, if not the most, ambitious songs I think he's put out. I mean, he really pulled out all the production stops on this one. I mean, I think the big standout factor is the accordion, which is an instrument we don't really hear very often. The accordion has a unique energy you can't really find anywhere else. I can't think of that many songs that feature an accordion. The only one really off the top of my head is Cheatin' by the Rules by Midland. But man, I'm not going to say it's underused because I feel like you kind of get sick of it if it was used too much in all the honky-tonk songs, but when it is pulled out like this, it's really something to behold. I mean, overall, Triston is so smooth on this song. The lyrics really play with the smooth skipping sound, the skipping rhythm. It's just like Triston sweeping this girl off her feet. Here's how we do the Texas Swing. He could easily, back to Midland, steal the Burnout music video where Mark's twirling the girl around. That's basically what Triston's doing in this song. But man, the production is just on another level with this one. It's got a really contagious groove. That hook, the "Gimme All Your Lovin'," is so catchy. It's very airy and bright, which just feels great, especially complemented by that mandolin solo, backed by a piano we get in the outro. We also get some background string sections coming in towards the end, really just pulling it all together for this one, and it came out great. I was really looking forward to this one. I'm becoming a really big fan of Triston, but maybe shouldn't have done this one first because I feel like that's going to be a hard act to top from here on out. Moving on, I guess. Alright, next song we got is a new one from Alan Jackson, Way Down in My Whiskey. Alan Jackson obviously also has an upcoming album, a lengthy one with a 21 song track list running at an hour and 23 minutes. Lots of big releases this year. I mean today we had Fearless, the Vault Sessions, or whatever the official title is. Fearless, 26 songs. That's like an hour 45, hour 46. We've had Dangerous come in at 90 minutes or so. Now Alan Jackson, Where Have You Gone, coming in at an hour 23. Long albums, lots of albums. Obviously, quarantine has probably given people more time. I've talked about this stuff. You can watch my Eric Church rollout video where I briefly discussed this. I also talked about it in my Problems with Double albums. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to this Way Down in My Whiskey. Okay, Way Down on My Whiskey by Alan Jackson. I mean, really similar to Triston Marez, not much bad to say about it. I don't like being super positive, like everything's perfect, look at blah 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 blah, but like it's hard to dislike this song. It's Alan Jackson doing Alan Jackson things, really. A very large instrumental palette. It kind of touches on everything. It's got fiddle, it's got steel, it's got some electrics, acoustics, piano, you name it, it's in this song. It's all tied together really nicely in this sad vibe that Alan is great at personifying. There's no like standout moment or aspect. It's a very safe Alan Jackson song, but that said, a safe Alan Jackson song will never disappoint you. It goes down super smooth, very traditional, simple concept, although there is some great writing in there. I do like the little catchphrase at the end, when I'm way down in my whiskey, that's when she comes around. Yeah, some basic rhythms, a very simple song structure. You kind of know what's coming before it comes, but not to say that's a bad thing. Overall, goes down very easy. I like it. There's nothing really bad to say about it. Thumbs up from me. Next up is one I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. It's Walker Hayes' new song, Make You Cry. This could really go anywhere. I mean, Walker's career has been very all over the place. I think this is common knowledge at this point. A lot of people like to clown him for songs like You Broke Up With Me, which is one of my favorite guilty pleasures. Trash My Heart in 2020, which was really just junk. I mean, he's got 90s country. Like, dude has a lot of very bland country pop. Like, when you think as bland as country pop can go, often Walker Hayes is on the cover of that argument. Although then he came back earlier this year with I Hope You Miss Me, and look, a lot of people they just clown it anyways because it's Walker Hayes. Like, oh, it's got a little like snap here, vocal harmony there, a little effect here. But I thought, really, as far as pop country goes, I thought I Hope You Miss Me was a great song. I thought the songwriting, very accessible, simple, but there's still like a story behind it. It's this girl moving off to LA to pursue a dream in acting. I do like the little specific details in there, like bumping into her girl crush J-Lo. Was she cool as she'd always hoped she'd be in person? He hopes it's all callbacks and sunshine. There are some clever rhymes and lyrics in there, and sonically, I enjoyed it. Like, yeah, it's pop country, but it's a good example of pop country. I like the beachy vibe it went for, which fit the whole narrative of being in LA. Either way, this is not an I Hope You Miss Me reaction. This is a reaction to the new song, Make You Cry. Wondering what the singles we're getting, is an album in the works? If so, what direction is it headed? This new song will probably give us a decent idea of where Walker's going. He's kind of got a new vibe going where he's got the beard, he's rocking flannels, some nice natural beige tones frequently found in his covers now. New vibe, new Walker. Let's see if he can get a little streak going of some good pop country songs. We've hit our first dud of today's episode. That sucks to hear, because, like, you know, I want artists to do good, even if historically I've disliked them heavily. I'm not out here, like, preying on their downfall. I'm not listening to a new song from an artist I don't like, being like, oh, I hope this is absolute trash. I hope I hate it. I hope this is just pure garbage so I can rip on them further. Like, I want them to make good music. I want to enjoy people's music. But Walker seemed to really just fall back into the bland pop country trap he was trapped in for a long time. I mean, really, the production on this thing is a bit of a mess, a very confined mess, because there's a lot going on, but you can't hear any of it. It's also watered out. I mean, the production peaks at mediocre during the verse when it's simply Walker's voice and a drum, because everything is just so drowned out. I mean, specifically in the bridge, I mean, the electric guitar solo is like comedically drowned out. Like, it's almost memeable how little you can hear it. It's like, what's the point of having an electric solo if you're going to bury the microphone under 5 pounds of blankets and then try and play from 50 feet away? I don't get the choices going on here. I mean, yeah, it's got a decent catchy hook, but, I mean, it just, everything felt heavy about this song, from the 808s. The flangy electrics were probably the most breathable, free-flowing part of the song, which really doesn't say much. I thought that's what made I Hope You Miss Me feel really good, was how open and airy it was in a good way. But this song, he's just completely put everything in a box, and I don't fully understand it. And that's just the production side. Lyrically, it's pretty weird. I don't really know what's going on here. Like, he likes making a girl cry, which contextually is kind of sweet. But on the surface, if you just heard that on the radio, it's a dude saying, I love to make you cry. I love watching you cry. Bawl your eyes out. I love when you can't see because your eyes are full of tears because you're crying. Like, I don't really know, man. I mean, even the context is kind of weird too. Like, okay, I get the proposal, like, you know, I'm 23 buying 24 carats, and then you cried when I proposed to you. Like, okay, but the first verse, like, she's crying when he serenades her with a guitar that he admits to not knowing how to play. Like, were they tears of joy, or is she crying because, good grief, what am I listening to? I don't know, man. Yeah, this was not a good song. On the surface, if I heard that in the background, would I immediately turn it off? No. Like, it's not egregiously bad. It's just egregiously bland and watered down. And why? I mean, I'm rooting for Walker, especially coming off of I Hope You Miss Me. I had pretty decent hopes for this song. I was looking forward to it. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I was really looking forward to this one, and I have been quite let down, to say the least. Alright, next track, we got one from LANCO, First Beer. Brand new single from the group. If I'm being transparent and honest, I have not kept up with LANCO as much as I should have. I realize they've dropped a good bunch of singles as of late. I just haven't really kept up, so getting back in the rhythm, don't know what to expect with this track. We're just gonna jump in blind and see where it goes. Where to begin? I must say, in the intro of that song, and throughout the first verse, really enjoyed the crisp picking, how sharp that was picked up and EQ'd, how it sat very high in the mix. I quite liked that touch. I mean, the chorus was really in your face, especially coming from a pretty slow, sentimental first verse. So to just get slapped with that chorus was kind of too much in a way for the first chorus anyways. A little bit more of a build would have been nice. I definitely liked before the final chorus how they did this little Rascal Flatts-esque strip back before that final chorus really hits. I've always liked when artists kind of have that awkward percussive fall into rhythm, either when the song starts or before that final chorus. I always find it a really cool touch that just kind of mixes everything up, keeps you off guard. Lyrically, it's very real. It's funny how real it is. I think the songwriting can feel a little dull at times, especially in the chorus when it's like, and I drank it, and I drank it, and I drank it with you. Like, it can feel kind of repetitive at times. Yeah, but at the same time, I found the chorus, at the beginning of the chorus, the lyrics were quite funny just with how real they are. It's like you hold a straight face while you don't really like it, and you hold it up like cheers. Found that kind of funny. Bridge, there wasn't really much of one. A pretty lackluster electric guitar solo. Similar to the Walker Hayes solo. Not that this one was watered down like Walker's was, but just sort of, there wasn't much going on. They ripped a few notes, almost like Blue Rodeo, where they'll just pick 3 notes on the fretboard and go off for 5 minutes. It was a short solo, didn't really get much out of it. Yeah, I mean, overall, did I like it? Yeah, like, it's pretty middle of the road for me. Kind of blended in with a good amount of what LANCO does. Fun, bright, big, loud, traditional / pop country vibe that LANCO often goes for. Similar to the Alan Jackson one, it's just kind of there. Like, it's not bad. I wouldn't hate on it. Are there things I would change in this song? Yes. Definitely some aspects. Like the solo, I'd add more to that. I think the songwriting could have been a little more interesting at times. It just felt sort of broad, especially in the chorus. Like I said, with the exception of those funny lines at the beginning. Yeah. Overall, don't exactly know how I feel about this one. Like, it's good, but it's a so good for me. Moving forward, we have a new single from none other than Mr. Riley Green, Mr. Checklist himself, Where Corn Don't Grow. From what I've heard, this sounds like it is a cover of the Waylon Jennings song. So we know what the song is. I'm really just interested to see sonically what Riley can do with it, how he's going to impose his style on this track. It could go multiple routes. I kind of hope he keeps that like jumping little rhythm-driven feel that the original has. Really don't know where this is gonna go. Let's just find out. Okay. Where Corn Don't Grow by Riley Green. So it was a cover of the Waylon Jennings song, as I was under the impression of. So I'm not going to touch on like the lyrics or what the song's about, because we all know the song. If you don't, go check it out. It's a great throwback classic. Right out of the gates, you could feel that Riley was going for a more rock sound. It almost felt like Southern Comfort Zone in the intro a bit there. As far as a cover of this song goes and putting your own spin on it, I thought Riley did a pretty good job. He had, obviously, like I said, a way more rockin' approach to it. I gotta say, I loved those electrics, especially in the first chorus and that little extended instrumental outro. I liked how the banjo introduced that outro there. Yeah, I mean, I really liked the booming theatrical feel the chorus had. Only my main criticism I have of this cover is I wish there was like a slower build. I feel like we started kind of fast because like straight out of the gates, that first verse starts, we already have that like thum, 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 thum. We already have that kick drum just going, and I don't know, I kind of wish it was a little bit slower of a build. But I mean, in those choruses where you would reach the climax of the song, I thought it was really powerful. Kind of just a modern take on the original, because the original has this kind of big feel to the chorus, as big as you can get with the small palette they were working with. But this is more just taken to that next sonic level. Do I prefer this over the original? That I don't really know. I mean, it's always tough with covers like this because you kind of get attached to the original version of a song. I like them both, but for very different reasons. I like the big theatrical style of Riley's, but it's hard to beat that classic Waylon sound. So overall, like, this song, this cover, I think it was very well done. I enjoyed it. It feels like a song Riley would write anyways, so it's not like it felt out of his realm or out of his comfort zone. This felt very Riley. I liked it. Thumbs up for me on the cover. Next song. Alright, we're beginning to wind down, get to the final few songs here. Next one is one from Mike Ryan, Can Down. Mike Ryan is somebody that I'm by no means very educated on. You look at his discography, he has 3 albums. I have not checked out much of Mike's music. The only song I've heard is Damn Good Goodbye, which was a suggestion in the What's On series, which, by the way, the March What's On episode is in the works. But yeah, I don't really have... Well, I have a very limited knowledge of Mike Ryan. I've only heard one of his songs. But either way, someone suggested it. Always down to check out some new tunes. And this new one from Mike Ryan, Can Down. Alright, that was Can Down by Mike Ryan. Overall, kind of what I expected. It did the job. Heavy rock country sound, similar to what you're going to get from someone like Co Wetzel. I definitely felt at times the percussion was a little much. Whether it was a little loud or just too much going on, it was hard to say. Just there was a lot going on percussively, especially in the chorus. Some nice distant slide to kind of give some echo, some depth. There was a nice soaring electric solo in between the bridge and the second chorus. You know, I enjoyed it. It was just too far away. Like, it sounded like it was being played in the other room. I don't fully know why. I think it should have taken center stage. But that's just a small choice that I don't fully understand. Vocals did the job. They were sufficient. One thing I didn't like was that ambient build that was featured before the final chorus. You'll hear it in a lot of pop country songs. You'll hear it in a lot of Dan and Shay, where there's this like wind tunnel build almost. I don't even think I can recreate my voice, but it's just like a little like, and then it all drops. I don't know. You guys, you know the sound I mean. It's this big ambient build up that leads to this big synthetic drop. And though this song isn't synthetic, if anything, that just makes it worse because then it doesn't really fit in anywhere. Lots of electric guitars, lots of drums, sort of what I was expecting going into this thing. Lyrically, I mean, it's pretty generic, drinking about a breakup, although I must say I really enjoyed that one line in the first verse where he has a nice play on numbers and the words involved in numbers and whatnot, where he says, "How could 152 girl do that to a guy like me?" I found that quite clever. Overall, did the job, that's what I'd say. Liked it, thumbs up from me. Can Down by Mike Ryan. Alright, next up we have a new song from Jameson Rodgers that is featured on his upcoming EP, debut album EP thing, In It For The Money. Jameson Rodgers, somebody I've never really gotten into that much. He's your pretty standard mainstream country dude, singing about beer and girls and whatnot. Like his big song, Some Girls, which, I don't know, it's so bland, like, not necessarily bro, but it's just bland pop country, but not in the way that Walker Hayes is bland pop country, because that's more just bland pop. This is just bland pop country where it's like if you look up, country music on YouTube, it's gonna pop up in a compilation you're gonna find, or if you go to like new country on Apple, this is probably gonna be one of those songs. It's just your standard Nashville mainstream. That's really my impression of him. He had Cold Beer Calling My Name with Luke Combs. I thought it was good. It didn't blow me away. Going in optimistic as I always do. Like I said, I want to like artist music. My heart is optimistic. My brain isn't exactly sure where this could go, but we're gonna find out. Alright, well, no real need to listen through that more than once. Normally I listen through the song the first time for the sound, kind of gauging what's going on here. Second time through, I'll probably pay more attention to the lyrics, or if I think the sound has more to it than I'm hearing, I'll listen to it for the sound. But I mean, lyrically and sonically, there's really just not much going on. Speaking of dogs, why is Archie crying? I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but I mean, it starts out nice and slow and pleasant. I liked how the piano mirrored the acoustic. Found that a nice little touch. I like how you can hear the acoustic guitar throughout the whole song. It's just there strumming along. I like how you can hear it and it's not drowned out. Otherwise, I mean, the hook is pretty underwhelming, but I think that's mostly due to the repetitive nature. And that ties into the lyrics, which I'll speak about in a minute. But hook was just flat. And it just repeated itself, so it wasn't even much of a hook, realistically speaking. Also, wasn't really a fan of how nothing really took the center stage during the instrumental break. Don't really know what's up with that this week, but instrumental breaks just seem to be a little lacking, other than like Triston Marez. And this little break we get serves really no purpose. Nothing comes in for a solo. Nothing happens. It's just like they kind of copy-pasted another 8 bars of the intro's instrumental. Don't really know what's going on, but I mean, lyrically is where this thing really falls off. I didn't know what to expect by the title Good Dogs, and I mean, really, I still don't know what was going on, to be honest. It was super broad, super checklisty. I mean, it's kind of the annoyingly vague style of songwriting we've gotten used to through people like Riley Green. It's not centered around dogs. They just say one line about dogs don't live long enough, and there's a few little lines in the second verse that are just dogs have 4 legs, dogs drink water, dogs don't live long enough, blah blah blah. I mean, for crying out loud, the chorus is good trucks, they'll run forever if you keep oil in 'em and you treat 'em right. A good woman holds you together, she'll stick with you for the rest of your life. Good buddies will always come running, got your back no matter what. But good dogs don't live long enough. Yeah, it hurts like hell to lose 'em. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, like, they could have taken any line from that chorus and made it the name of the song. They just chose dogs because I guess you're supposed to get attached to furry little friends, but there's no lyrics or anything to get attached to. Like, if I was going to write a song about dogs, I would write it about my dog. I would write it about Archie, how he's pretty stupid, how he likes howling at everything. If a leaf blows by with too much attitude, Archie will be on it and howl at it. I'd sing about that. I'd sing about how he likes to go ballistic and terrorize all the dogs because he will not behave himself. This is just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the purpose of writing a song titled Good Dogs, just to throw the most basic lines out there. I'm going to stop because I don't want to be too negative, but I don't see the point, I guess. It's just kind of a useless song. Alright, last one for today's episode. It's a new one from Luke Bryan. Obviously, he released the deluxe version of his Born Here, Live Here, Die Here album, which is 150% of the original track list. It's basically just an EP thrown on the end. I didn't talk about deluxe, but I briefly touched on it in my double album video if you want to check that out. Either way, I had probably 4 or 5 people directly message me saying listen to Up. So I guess I have some pretty big expectations for this song. Up, Luke Bryan, let's see what it's about. All right. I mean, to open, I liked that song. I liked it. I feel like with no reason, I gave it a little high expectations that it maybe didn't reach, but I did enjoy this song. Sonically, very rich, very flavorful sounds. Some nice backing strings that are subtle, but they're definitely there, and they definitely play a big part. I really like the tambourine getting a little bit of action in the percussion. I just found that a nice, warm touch that, just spices it up, just throws that extra angle on the song. Very anthemic, marching vibe. It's pretty open and atmospheric, some watery guitars in a good way. Watery in a good way because they have that flang, they have that fat sound to it. Not watery in the sense that they've been sunken with the Titanic and buried under 8 million feet of deep waters. The brief electric guitar solo is good. I mean, lyrically, I think this is where people are going to get attached to it. It's nothing earth-shattering, just kind of everything you could tie the word up to. I guess it is sort of sweet, because there is, like, this running idea of up, like, the man upstairs, and, like, growing up, where the corn goes up when the rain comes down. The directional words, they're pretty nice. I mean, very, very similar writing style to Fast, which is a great Luke Bryan song, but Fast, that's the kind of car you want to drive when you're 16 years fast. It's a similar idea to that in the way that Up, where Up is almost the starting and closing word of a lot of these lines, it kind of bleeds through. So definitely something we've heard Luke Bryan do before. Do I like this as much as Fast? No, I find Fast a lot more sentimental than this. But yeah, I mean, it's a good song. I can definitely see people getting behind this. It has that sentiment, at least with a running theme. Like, you can cry yourself a river over Good Dogs by Jameson Rodgers, but there's nothing going on there. At least with this song, there's a running theme of up and just directional lines in general. There's definitely some clever songwriting in here. Overall, did I like it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Do I think it belongs on Born Here, Live Here, Die Here? I think it definitely could have fit. I haven't listened through all the deluxe songs yet. Reason being because I plan on doing this video and I wanted to see if there were any specific ones people wanted me to react to before I went and listened to the whole basically EP that's been added on. And Up was suggested, similar to like Tim McGraw and Taylor Swift, which, by the way, I don't know if I'm going to do a review on Fearless by Taylor Swift. I might. I definitely think I'm a little more out of the loop than most. Like, I didn't grow up listening to Taylor Swift. Part of that is because she wasn't on streaming services for a while. Now she's back. So I've had a very late introduction. So it's not like I have that personal attachment to her music. Like, oh, I listened to Red during elementary school, and, it really got me through those tough times, like 22, just, man, that hits hard. Like, that's not me. So Taylor is one of those people that I find kind of hard or intimidating to approach because she has a dedicated fan base. I do not want to piss off that group of people, or my channel will burn in front of my eyes. But I must say, I've not listened through the entire Fearless album yet, but I did hear the one pre-release track, Mr. Perfectly Fine. Really enjoyed that one for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to go in depth, but that's why I didn't talk about Tim McGraw or Taylor Swift, because kind of looking for more singles here, but a lot of people were telling me to listen to Up. That's why I listened to it. Alright, so that'll wrap up today's video, the first New Music Friday first thought reaction video, whatever you want to call this. We'll have to think of a name, maybe chuck some names in the comments. I know there are plenty of songs that came out that I didn't get to. I only got to a handful here, the ones that just kind of stood out to me. Moving forward, if there's music you want me to review in this little reaction series, shoot me a message, leave it in the Discord, Instagram. Let me know when there's upcoming music you want me to talk about, because I know there's music I didn't get to this week. I can't get to everything every week, but there's also definitely music that I just straight up missed, didn't know happened. So by all means, be sure to comment upcoming music and whatnot. Yeah, that's really all I got. I enjoyed this. I hope you guys did. I like this kind of out there, throw myself out there, unfiltered, no script telling me what to say, just on the fly, what are my thoughts, listening to the songs. I like it. It also gives me a platform to talk about more songs rather than just big albums or big news. I can just talk about the actual singles coming out. And yeah, I think I've said everything I needed to say. So until next time, have a great day.